So there really isn't a whole lot that I don't like about this Lowrider ST. I mean, aesthetically, this thing looks awesome. I love the lines of this bike and everything until you get to the back. And then there's this license plate that just sticks straight up and does not flow with the bike at all. So that is the one thing that I've been wanting to change out, is this license plate holder. But all the ones that I found on a lot of the main websites have been pretty expensive. But I actually found one on Amazon for under 30 bucks. And this is what it looks like. So it does come with the plate cover here, the actual mounting bracket, a piece of rubber here to go between your fender and the plate, and then it comes with all the screws you need. You see that there's some longer screws here. These are the ones that actually go into the mount here, which will mount to your fender, and then the smaller screws here actually go to the license plate bracket, and you'll see that there's some welded on nuts on the back. So the nuts that come in here are for the fender part. So let's go ahead and get this put on the bike and see if an under $30 Amazon Laydown license plate cover is actually any good. So the first thing I'm going to do is actually unscrew the license plate here. So right now I have a 7/16 socket to take off this bolt right here. You can see these two screws right here, and then there's a third one back here. We gotta take these off first, so it's gonna be hard to get a screwdriver in there, but I'm gonna go ahead and take that same socket and come from underneath and try and unscrew that nut that's down there. All right, so now that those two are off and the other plate is off, we could just go ahead and unscrew this one. I'm just gonna go from the bottom again just because it seems to be easier that way. These aren't on very tight, so they do loosen up pretty easily. Just gonna wipe down the fender really quick before putting on the new one. All right, so I'm gonna just take this rubber piece and that'll just go on here like that. That looks like that's the only way that it will go on, is like that. Take your plate cover. Now I'm gonna take the long screw that came with the kit. And then take the bolt and go underneath the fender and start screwing that in there. Same thing with these other. All right, so the Allen wrench I'm using are a number 5, and then I have a number 10 socket for the bolt. So I'm just gonna kind of start from this top one. I'm not going to tighten it down all the way yet. I'm going to go ahead and start doing these other ones, getting those a little bit tighter, make sure it's all straight after that. Just make sure everything is straight. And then I'm just going to do a hand tight on all these all the way around. Okay, those should be pretty good, and that is on there nice and tight. So I'm just going to test fit the license plate over this thing, and you will have to bend it slightly, but that's not an issue. All right. Then you're going to take plate cover here. Kind of locks in there a little bit, kind of sits in there. And we'll just play around with finding those holes. And I'm using a number 4 Allen wrench for these. All right, so this is it. It is installed, and that was super easy. Didn't run into any issues. It seems like anytime I try and do anything on this bike, I run into issues, but this was straightforward. You could probably get this installed within 10 minutes. Took me a little bit longer just with the camera work, but you'll see it fits the lines of the bike so much better. It does sit up slightly from the fender that you can see, probably 2 or 3 inches at the top, but that's not a huge deal. Still need to be able to see it from the back. I had no issues with the fitment. All the holes lined up. Everything is nice and tight. You do have to bend the plate a little bit, but again, that's not a big deal. But just looking at it from the side, it just makes it look so much better. So if you guys are interested in getting this thing off of Amazon, I will post a link in the description below so you can check it out. Highly recommend it, especially for something like this, just something holding a license plate. No need to spend a ton of money on it. So I will have that linked below. If you guys have any questions, let me know. And if you liked the video, found it helpful, go ahead and hit that like and subscribe button so you'll be notified when we come out with more videos on a Lowrider ST.